Welcome to Crashed Tech, a new video series on YouTube on the Crashed Data channel that talks about technology news that matters to me. Today, in the first episode, we are going to be talking about the iPad 2, Bing, and the massive WordPress DDoS that happened this week. First up, the iPad 2. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that the iPad 2 is here. Now, there are going to be many people out there that love this little, well, maybe not so little device, but is it really worth the amount of money you pay for it? No. I don't think so. There's several things tablets still are not capable of doing that traditional computers can do. Many of you may know I'm not a fan of Apple. But this isn't just an Apple problem. I think tablets in general still need to greatly improve before they're really worth the money. For example, why make a tablet with an entirely different operating system? Sure, tablets don't have as much power, but Apple has proven with the MacBook Air they can cram a lot of power into a tiny space. Why not take the hardware of the MacBook Air, stick it in the iPad, and install Mac OS X on the darn thing? It would make it more powerful, more versatile, and capable of doing more things. Not to mention you wouldn't have to get software through the damn iTunes store. That's one of the things that pisses me off about Apple and their mobile products. There's one app store, you have to use that unless you jailbreak it, and then you're running the risk of bricking the damn thing. I just don't get it. Apple has managed to cram a whole lot of power into a small space with the MacBook Air, yet they can't do it with the iPad and just stick OS X on it. They have to do a variation of the same OS that runs the iPhone and force us to buy apps through them. Nowhere else to get them. And sure, Android has a solution to that problem because it's free and open source. But Android has problems all of its own. I just don't think any tablet is worth the price at the current time. Do I see them being worth the price in the future? Yes. Next story is, WordPress was hit by a massive DDoS attack this week, struggling to stay online all Thursday. Matt Mullenweg, the WordPress founding developer, called the attack the largest and most sustained attack we have seen in our 6-year history. Personally, I've never understood why hackers feel the need to attack open source projects. Open source, most computer geeks like myself love open source. I would do nothing to harm open source, but it seems there are some out there that would. Mullenweg did say that currently the attack has been neutralized, but it could flare up again. The next story is, Microsoft hopes that its new daily deal service on Bing finally makes Bing successful. Personally, I think Bing isn't successful just because of the simple fact that Google's better. Bing claims their search results are more relevant in their commercials, everything like that. They're not. I've used both services, and I find that Google's search results are far more often the most relevant. Bing is an overbloated search engine that needs to strip down and focus on relevant search results. And that's everything for this episode of Crashed Tech. Check again next Sunday for next week's most relevant tech stories to me.